A thread by Carlos Oswida. For Rex Optimus. You're a funny guy. Optimus Prime Rex posts on Twitter, "Hey Carlos, how you doing? I want to let everyone here know that he got me suspended for 7 days because I criticized him. Carlos is a Bolshevik apologist." Carlos responds, "What actually happened was that I was talking about German historical revisionism, and you stuck your big, fat, unwashed butt into the conversation and demanded I minimize the actions of the Nazis because communists are worse. Since that wasn't the topic, I didn't do as you demanded, and you got very miffed. But I had no contact with Twitter. If I had contacted Twitter, they'd have ignored me because, like you, they're fanatics, not rational. I see that you deleted all your comments. How about posting a screen grab of the message Twitter sent you? I'd like to see it. Also, at the end of our little back and forth, you blocked me. Now you've unblocked me, proving my point that you're a tad unbalanced. I posted your tweet about me getting you suspended so that whoever wants to see it can see it. You can now continue on your mission of defending Nazism. I don't care. People who defend Nazism aren't the brightest bulbs in the pantry. I'll leave with a thought that might be impossible for you to grasp, but here goes. Just because I criticize one genocidal totalitarian ideology doesn't mean that I'm an apologist for another genocidal totalitarian ideology. Bolshevism has nothing to do with the ongoing German historical revisionism. If anything, your bizarre tantrum proves my point that Germans, as a culture, are not yet ready to deal with Nazism in an adult fashion. We didn't bomb the hell out of Germany for fun. Germany decided it wanted to take over the world, but the world didn't want to be taken over. The Germans overestimated their ability to conquer the Soviet Union and the United States. A country with no long-range strategic weapons doesn't have a chance when it comes to world domination. I'll illustrate this for you. The Germans had no aircraft carriers and no strategic bombers. The Germans tried to build what they called the America bomber, but it was a dud. Only 3 Messerschmitt Me 264s were constructed before the project was canceled. In order to have the range to reach the US, they had to fill the thing with fuel tanks, which left no room for bombs. It had 4 50 caliber machine guns and 2 20 millimeter cannons as defensive armament. Let's compare it to the Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress. The B-17G had 13 50 caliber machine guns and carried 4 tons of bombs. The Germans called it the Flying Porcupine. What's happening is that the Germans are revising history, substituting reality with the narrative that the helpless nation was dragged into a war it didn't want, and the evil allies overreacted by slaughtering German civilians with terror bombing. Actually, the Germans went along with Hitler. Plenty of Germans stayed in Germany and spoke out against the Nazis. General Paul von Lettow-Vorbeck told Hitler to his face in front of a room full of people to go fuck himself. Ernst Jünger publicly opposed Nazism, and when he was drafted and put in army intelligence, he saved Jewish people in Paris, threw away reports on the D-Day invasion, and took part in the assassination plot against Hitler. Both men were combat veterans of World War I, so they weren't afraid of anything. Their fearlessness made the Nazis fear them, so neither man was punished. As long As people remain too gutless to face the truth about themselves, they will never improve. Anyone who reads my threads knows that I criticize communism all the time. Only a Nazi sympathizer thinks I'm an apologist for Bolshevism. So let's see that screen grab of the message from Twitter suspending you. Or have you revised history to turn yourself into a sanctified German victim? Addendum. This guy is hallucinating. I didn't say anything about final solution or 6 million. He didn't ask me about them. Here's the thread. Imagine being so insane that you invent entire conversations in your head. Get ready. I'm about to do that next thread.